Well, Dr. Mustafa Barghouti is the General Secretary of the Palestinian National Initiative and joins us live from Ramallah. Dr. Barghouti, thank you very much for joining us here on TRT World. Now, we've heard the words there of Nikki Haley. We've seen the tweets of Donald Trump. Where are we with the peace process currently, sir?
Well, what Donald Trump said in his tweet is very dangerous. I mean, he said he's taking Jerusalem off the table and still wants Palestinians to come and negotiate. Negotiate about what? The Israelis have taken off the table the issue of refugees, the issue of settlements, the issue of borders, and he's now taking off the table the issue of Jerusalem. So what shall we negotiate about? Capitulation to Israel? Surrender to Israel and Mr. Trump? This is nonsense, and it shows a very serious level of irresponsibility from the side of President Trump. And when he threatens us that he's going to cut the aid, he can cut his aid. Palestinians will not sell their rights, their country, or their capital, Jerusalem, for some millions of dollars. Let me also say that the American aid that comes to the Palestinian Authority is mainly serving the Israeli interest, because it is funding the security coordination with Israel, which Israel is benefiting from, and it is funding the cost of Israeli military occupation of our land and our people. So he should not be threatening us with these things. And the whole concept of bringing the Palestinians to the table is wrong from the beginning, because how can we negotiate when Mr. Trump and Israel are unilaterally deciding the resolution or the decision about each point of negotiations, especially the issue of Jerusalem?
Dr. Barghouti, I understand your position there, but do you see there as being any option left open to the Palestinian Authority in terms of helping their people? Their people are under occupation, as you rightly mentioned, but with the United States supporting the Israeli position and the annexation of various other settlement positions, what maneuver is left for the Palestinian Authority?
So far, Israel has benefited, and the United States, from 25 years of failing negotiations. All they want us to sit at the table, provide them with a cover, while they are continuing to build settlements illegally in our land, and while they continue to destroy the possibility of two-state solution. They want us to be the cover, the Palestinians to be the cover for their irresponsible acts of violation of international law. I think this is unacceptable, and we as Palestinians should choose a completely different alternative strategy to what has failed. We have to stick to popular nonviolent resistance and enhance it. We have to demand boycott, divestment, sanctions against Israel, because Israel has created a system of apartheid. When it comes to foreign aid, let me clarify that Palestinians are not dependent on foreign aid. The total amount of foreign aid that comes from all countries of the world, including the Arab countries, the Europeans, the Americans, is not more than 16% of the Palestinian budget. 84% of the Palestinian budget is paid by Palestinian tax money, tax revenue, our work. And if we are allowed to have freedom of movement, if we are allowed to have free export and free import, which Israel continues to control, if we have freedom of movement between West Bank and Gaza, between West Bank and Jerusalem, we will not need foreign aid at all. But I am telling you, threatening us with foreign aid will not work. Mr. Trump, when he uses these methods, is simply showing that he does not understand the issues in Palestine, and he does not understand totally the issue of Palestinian-Israeli differences.
Dr. Barghouti, divestment is one thing and non-violent protest is, of course, another. Circumventing the United States and that entire idea of the peace process being led by them, is that a consideration, and are you thinking about dealing with other governments, maybe the 130 or so governments of the United Nations who didn't support the change that was put in front of them, to try and garner more support to make sure that your demands are met?
Well, there are two sides to this issue. First of all, it is very clear today that the United States cannot be the sole and the sole power that monopolizes the Palestinian-Israeli peace talks, simply because the United States is biased to Israel and completely adopting Israeli positions. But the other issue is that, can we have really peace talks when Israel is refusing practically to negotiate? I think that is impossible. And I don't think we are at a stage where negotiations will work before first changing the balance of power between us and Israel. If there will be a time when negotiations can take place, this should happen within the framework of an international forum where the United States cannot be monopolizing the process. So far, relying on the United States to solve the problem has failed, and has failed completely.
Okay, Dr. Mustafa Barghouti from the Palestinian National Initiative, I thank you for your time, sir.